Fine.
We're just
As long
chatting
as it's not my
tonight.
fault.
He's probably got another meeting. He's like wrapping up or whatever. Anyways, Jordan, check this out. My office.
What? Fireplace and everything?
Yeah.
This is our apartment. I was just telling them I
Moderate.
could just live here. We don't have to continue building our house.
Did you sleep last night?
Okay,
Awesome.
I did hit record. I'm so sorry, especially for those of you that have things to do and babies that are roaming around, probably causing ruckus already. But I just really wanted to thank you guys for jumping on, and I know a lot of people are going to be catching the replay of this, but it was kind of brought to our attention. We have such a huge community. We have, Soul as a whole. Everybody that we work with just kind of knows that it's really on our heart to help as many people as we can, and the products and the company, of course, people that are maybe just members don't really know the hearts behind the company and whatnot. So we just wanted to let everybody know that this is an opportunity for everybody. Everybody is welcome. We would love to have all of you. And we just really wanted to let you hear from Jordan. He is one of the founders and VP. And I was just going to quickly tell my story. And then if there's any questions, we'll open it up at the end. So since I forgot to send him the link, we'll just get started right away. So my name is
I'm on a call.
Those of you who don't know me, and sorry, hold on, let me mute. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a story about myself I can talk a lot. So I'm trying to keep it nice. Jordan goes, I called him yesterday to say, so how should we do this? I know obviously I can talk forever, but I want you to talk. So, okay, anyways, so my backstory is I was a bartender for most of my adult life before I had my son. I also was in the dental world in my late 20s and 30s. And although I loved that, when I had my son, I just kind of knew, I went back to work for probably like 2 weeks. I worked 3 11-hour days, which it was cool at first. It was like, oh, I only work 3 days. But then they were 3 11-hour days. And so he was 5 months old. It was just, I decided that I had waited so long in my life into my mid 30s almost to have a child. And so I just felt like I wanted to be a mom. And so anyways, I quit my dental job. I still did some weddings. I worked with some of the bigger like catering and golf course communities to bartend weddings and stuff like that. But that meant that I was working on nights and weekends. And right. So then I wasn't with my family on the nights and weekends. And so anyways, at that time I had started really diving into nutrition and wellness and health, partly because I had done so much damage to myself for many years, but mostly obviously because of my son. So I made all of his food. I knew when I was pregnant with him, he had hydronephrosis, which means he had a little Nemo flap is what I call it. His ureter wasn't quite strong enough. And so when I had him, he actually had to be on antibiotics for a couple of years. And I know what that can do. And so years of education and knowing like our mind and gut connection, this has just always been what I'm passionate about, helping other families with nutrition and getting kids in the kitchen and teaching them, to get away from some of the things that are very toxic to us in the United States. So I had joined a different company after many, many, many years of saying no because oh, sorry. I just got somebody's stuff shipped already. They were just kind of really surprised. I kept saying no to this other company because it was like, oh, what is this thing? It's that MLM thing and, whatever. I ended up doing really well with that company. I was in the top of the company per se. I was on, it was called the Market Council. So I headed up in the DC area, all of the quarterly meetings and stuff like that. And it was awesome, but I worked a lot. I may as well have been working 2 full-time jobs again. I was working every night till midnight. There was quotas that you had to meet. It was very, very, very frustrating. So it took a lot of joy out of what I was trying to do alongside with being a stay-at-home mom. And it got to the point where there just was all these things wrong with myself and my community. I ended up with severe anxiety and things like that. And so I knew that there had to be something done. I started praying a lot about a new opportunity. I didn't necessarily know if I was going to do a different business, just because at that point I was kind of worn out. So that's where Solle kind of comes into play. I had severe sinus infections caused by allergies, and of course, they just want to put you on more and more medication. And so I just really wanted to advocate for myself and my family and my community that I already have of hundreds and hundreds of families, to find a solution to all of their needs. And so that was when I met Jordan, and he spent a lot of time on calls like this with me because I had a lot of questions, mainly about like the potency of the products and stuff like that, and of course the compensation. And so I'm just gonna kind of let him take it from here, and then if you guys have any questions at the end, I'll let you do that. I started this at the very end of June just last year. I didn't really go public with it until about October, really openly, and now my organization produces over $50,000 a month, which is really incredible. Some of them are on here right now. Without me crying, getting all emotional, it's been a very organic and very not icky thing. Jordan will tell you a little bit more about, a lot of people say pyramid scheme or MLM, but we're actually an integrative marketing company, which means that there's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle of how you can do this business, which is really cool. So Jordan, how was that? 5 minutes?
Wow. I don't know what to think. That was amazing. Well done. Awesome. So now you guys have heard a little bit about Steph and how she kind of came to us and has been a large part of what we've been doing the last few months, and it's been wonderful. I wanted to touch on a little bit about how Solle is different than other things or other companies that you're going to be a part of or hear about. And the best part about Solle, honestly, is you guys and the people that are being helped by it and the people that are changing lives. And that's what Solle is all about, if you really can sum it up. We believe in holistic nutrition, holistic health, which is everything. And we include the social aspect of that as being a critical part of our success. And so we consider all those that are part of Solle to be part of the Solle family. And we take that very serious and our culture very seriously. And so we're always striving to just make sure that that's first and foremost, to make sure everybody's enjoying their time with us and that they're learning and that we're just becoming the best version of ourselves. Because that's really what this is all about. Become the best version of yourself, help others to do the same, everybody push in the same direction, and just make life happen. So Solle came about just about 6 years ago. And it was one of those situations where we felt like there was a big need for it. And a lot of times people look at herbal supplement companies and be like, well, there's a million of you. Why would there be a need for another one? But the thing that we were finding out there is most companies were very symptomatic based or need based, meaning I had a cold, so I want to take zinc to help my cold or vitamin C to help my cold. And so that's what I'm going to buy, and that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it helps my cold. But what you find out is that when you have a cold, you have a lot more than just a runny nose, right? You have stress from not feeling good, maybe from not sleeping. You don't have energy. You could even slip into some depression or anxiety because you're not able to function like you want to. And we understand that health is so much more than just how we feel, but it's also so much more than how we think as well. It's absolutely a combination of both. And so with the understanding that we've had of herbs, that my partners had of herbs and some very key people, some of which are even on this call, they helped us kind of put some ideas together on how we could use a mind-body connection with our products and really get the best result that we're looking for. And so all of our products are formulated to help simultaneously with your mind and body. We use a classification of herbs called adaptogenic herbs or adaptogens. This isn't a word that we made up, unlike some other companies that like to just make up a word and trademark it and call it theirs. This is a word that you can Google it and find out all about these herbs that are classified as adaptogenic herbs, meaning that they feed your body what your body needs. And they help you by not necessarily plateauing. A lot of times when we're on different products, we can plateau, and so they just don't help us anymore. Adaptogenic herbs giving us what we need, it kind of can give you something a little bit different, or your body can use it differently than perhaps my body can use it. For instance, what we found is Sometimes hormone levels can be off as we go through our aging process. And sometimes for men, testosterone levels can drop. And sometimes for women, testosterone levels are too high. Well, the wonderful thing about adaptogenic herbs are, for a woman, it could drop and help regulate those hormone levels to get them back in the correct range. And for men, it could raise theirs and get it back up in the correct range. So it's kind of a cool process. And what we found is that when we focus on that whole holistic health, adaptogenic herb, mind-body connection, we can get really, really good results. And so we wanted to be different in that realm. We wanted to have products that truly were holistic and help with the mind and the body. A few other things that I think sets us apart. One of which is we stand behind our products 100%. If you don't like them, if you don't think they're working, if you don't like the flavor, whatever that is, we will give you your money back. We have 100% money back, sold certain guarantee is what we call it. And we want you to have a good result. And we want you to have an enjoyable process being with us. And it's been kind of a fun thing to see, because it hasn't, some company would say, well, that's rough, because some people aren't just going to like your drinks, the flavor. And you can't afford to be in business having to refund all the time. But what we found is we've had such good education out there and such good leaders teaching their people that there's so many different ways to take our products that we can figure out a way that you're going to like. And so we can get those results you're looking for. And that's been a fun thing to see over the past 6 years. We also are very, as Steph kind of mentioned, we're very key on purity and potency. One thing that herbal supplement companies can kind of get caught with is providing products that aren't doing anything, right? You always hear that. People are like, why take herbal supplements? They don't do anything. Well, that's because some companies aren't as adept as being honest or providing quality like you would hope. For instance, if you went to Walmart and you bought something that said 100% apple, well, that could be a part of the peel, that could be the fruit, it could be the seed, it could be the stem, it could be the bark, it could be the branch, it could be a leaf, it could be a root, it could be whatever you want. You could put 100% apple, and you're correct, it is. But why are you taking that, right? And so the why behind the products is what we really focused on. So we want to make sure that the actives in a product are where they ought to be in order for you to get the best result possible. And so we're very conscious of where a product is grown, when it's harvested, what part of the plant we're using. We like to use whole plant extracts, meaning that we use the whole plant. We don't just pull out a certain caffeine from it or something else that other companies like to do as well. We want to use the full benefits and the full spectrum. There's synergistic qualities about plants that we can't manipulate and play with and still get the results. So we like to use whole plant extracts. And we try to make sure that the actives that are showing are going to be beneficial to you are in the amounts that will be beneficial to you. And so we're very cautious about testing those. And one thing that sets us apart as well is that we test those actives by using a third-party company that has nothing in the game. Like, they do not care if it passes or doesn't pass. They get paid for testing it one way or another, right? And so they always have the latest and greatest machinery to test it. They always have they have no reason not to tell us whether it's good or bad, because we just reject it if it is bad, and we send it back, and there's no skin off our nose either. And so it just works out better that way all the way around. The other key thing that we like to talk about is purity as well. So we have our potency that we worry about, and then our purity. And the purity is making sure that everything in there is 100% good for you. We don't have any weird fillers. We don't have any dust or mold or other things that can get into products. And then we also do stability testing. We have a third party that does stability testing for us to make sure that the actives that are in our products are still there 6 months down the road, a year down the road, and that things that shouldn't be in there are not. And so, again, I think that sets us apart a little bit. Another key thing that I think sets us apart is that our product and our company in general has some differences with the way we just operate in general. We like to make it really easy for you. And so we allow you to do things like move people in your organization that you brought into your organization. Let's move them around so we can maximize them and let them reach their full potential, and also maximize you so you can reach yours. Some companies allow you to do this for the first few weeks you sign somebody up, or the first few months, but once you move somebody, then they're done. We like to give you the flexibility to really truly run your own business. A lot of companies out there look at the executive team as a police force, and they're there to make sure that people aren't breaking rules and that they're doing everything that they want them to do. We truly look at you guys as being independent distributors. We want you to be able to independently build your business. But in doing that, let us link arms with you and help you do that. This isn't something where you have to do it by yourself. We have decades and decades and decades of experience in our leadership group and in our executive team. And let us help you just figure this out and be the best version of yourself and make your business the best version of itself as well. And so payout included. Our compensation plan is like nothing we've seen out there. We allow you to, move people around, but then we pay you on our highest percentages on your highest levels. And so it's not something that you have to spend a ton of time on manipulating and figuring out. We do as best as we can to maximize it for you every single month by paying you our highest percentages on your highest volume levels all the way through your 7 levels. So it makes it fun that way. We also pay you a weekly bonus for signing people up. We have what we call a Soul Click, where we pay it out every Friday. And so we encourage everybody to have Friday be their payday. And if you're signing people up or helping people within 2 levels below you sign people up, every Friday will be your payday. And if you truly want to be successful, make Friday your payday, and you'll be able to see the success you're looking for. And so that's kind of the gist behind Soul. If we look at it from a family perspective, we like to get together 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times a year. And so there's just something that's magical when you get everybody together and just enjoy each other's company, and you're all on the same page and you're all pushing in the same direction and you're just doing wonderful things. It's fun to get together and just congratulate each other, recognize each other, and then just help each other overcome some of the things that we're seeing. Social media has made that extremely available. We have some great Facebook pages that are up that are available to everybody. We like to do education. We have 2 webinars each month, the second Tuesday and 4th Tuesday of every month. And then we also have, it's the first and third Tuesdays. And then every Monday we have a success training that allows you to just get on and be a part of it and get your mind right. A quick hitter, 15, 20, 30 minutes on Monday mornings to help you with that as well. And so there's just a lot of stuff we have going on that helps you stay connected and gives you all the tools that you need to be successful. And so that is kind of Soul in a nutshell. So
thank you so much. So all of these, this was part of the reason why I was on with Jordan for the first number of weeks, because I just was like, I just don't understand this. Like, how is this possible? Just because with other companies, like he said, you're allowed to move someone within the first couple of days, but then that's it. And then if those people that are directly under you aren't performing, you don't advance, and just like all of these different things. So for those of you that have done other things in the past, it's very hard. I'm like, well, how do you guys make money? He's like, don't worry about us, so there's just so many great things that it's just really hard to even explain until you're kind of doing it. There's been times after the end of the month. This is another thing with other companies. It's the end of the month is the end of the month, right? Well, as you're like kind of learning things and learning the system and the structure, there's been times where they've called me and been like, hey, did you realize you didn't get this bonus? Because if you just would have done this, move this person here. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, it's the 4th of the month, like, it's just incredible that they as founders take care of you. The other huge thing is, I know a lot of you that are just members have even experienced this awesome thing, is calling in to customer service. I don't know about you, but if I call in for the shark vacuum, or if I call in to cancel the magazine subscription, or if you call in for anything, right? Usually you're getting like rerouted to somewhere in another country, and there's 75 billion people that answer those phones. And so you've talked to somebody before, you have the notes written down, they won't give you their rep number, right? When you call into Soul, there's like 4 people in the office. So you call in and they're like, hey, Steph, oh my gosh, la, la, la. Like, they know you. And then they make sure to get stuff done right away. It's really, really crazy. When we started this call, I had a message because somebody ordered last night, and she just already got her notification that her stuff is shipped today. So it's just unlike anything I've ever seen or been a part of. And quite honestly, I never, ever even could dream or imagine something like this. And I think it's just because the opportunity that I was in before, I thought it was the best thing at the time, right? Until my education furthered. I'm a holistic wellness and gut health specialist, and there are a number of people on this call that are practitioners. We work with naturopaths and things like that, and so it just really sets us apart. This is not a company where you're going to go, oh, yep, everything's fine for everybody, and yep, everybody can do. I mean, all of our stuff is safe for children and adults alike, but there's going to be a reason why. There's always going to be an answer. There's always somebody you can go to, rather than you just being like, feeling like, okay, I have to sell somebody on this. We have a very detailed health assessment that all of you know if you're a member. You go through the health assessment. What the health assessment is going to tell you is that, yeah, you have a lot of stress and anxiety, but that's because you have a lot of issues going on in your gut. And so when, like he said, everything has that mind and body aspect to it. And that's how you heal from the inside out and also prevent further things from happening. So it's just truly an amazing journey so far, not even a year in. And I'm sitting at this awesome pool lobby right now as we're building our dream house. Like, that was not a possibility for us 9 months ago, you know? So we're very thankful for the founders and the business, and just also for our community. If you're in the Find Your Soul or the Soul Naturals Experiences page, you see like this is really just truly people that want to help people heal and prevent from other things happening, and, you know, getting off of and weaning off of medications and things like that. That's what's important to us. So does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry, there's like music playing. They're playing hoops over there. I should have brought headphones. Does anybody have any
we can hear it.
or anything that they want to add in?
If I had a question, it's Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jordan. How are you? So the term integrative marketing was thrown out in your live video you did earlier. So I didn't know if you could like touch on that just a little bit more and explain why that makes us different. Like, I know he went over the comp plan a little bit, but I don't know that many people understand what integrative marketing really means.
Wonderful. Great question. And that's something we should touch on a little bit more. So a lot of times people look at a company like ours, and there's a lot of restrictions to it, to how you can do it or where you can do it or anything like that. We truly believe in you guys running your business as however will be most beneficial to you. So there's some people that like to run it by signing up other people, having them be a part of it. There are others that like to just buy our product and sell it retail through a brick and mortar usual shop. There are people who like to do combinations of both. So when I say integrative marketing, what we mean is we can integrate whatever you have going on and we can make it work. We can have it where you build a generic downline and we pay you commissions that way. But then we also have it for those that may be running a massage therapist studio or a chiropractor or an OBGYN or whatever that may be. And they don't want to sign up their customers. They just want to be able to sell the product. And so we have a compensation plan for that as well, which we call high dollar override, which gives those types of establishments a cash rebate at the end of the month. So truly, it kind of opens the door to you to talk to people who are into holistic health. And it gives you an opportunity to have a method that they would be interested in, to join with Solle as well. So it truly kind of opens up doors for you that way too. So that's what we mean when we say integrative marketing. We can make it work with whatever you've got going on. Another key thing that Steph kind of touched on as well is a lot of times there's members that will go out and try the product and they get really good results and they've been using it for a long time. Oftentimes these people can be great specialists as well. And the cool thing about what we've got going on nowadays is, one, it's really expensive to be sick. Insurance costs are crazy right now. Number two, it's really kind of a cool thing to be healthy as far as being organic or gluten-free or name your diet, right? Fill in the blank diet that people are on right now, whether it be the keto or South Beach or any of the other ones that people are on right now. Being a plant-based company, we fit into all those wonderful realms, whether you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever you may be. And so it's kind of a great fit for everybody. And then the other thing you realize the more you're in this industry is that everybody has something going on with their health. And although we may not have the largest product offering as far as numbers of products, I would say we have one of the most comprehensive as far as if you've got something going on, we can help you. And it's amazing to see the life-changing ways we're helping people buy some of our products. And to make it really available to people, we try to keep the cost low. And so we try to keep the cost of taking our products around $1 a day per product, which for most people is less than they spend on their cup of coffee or their soda or their whatever that may be, right? And so you're getting an amazing product at a low price that is truly changing lives at a time when people want that. And so it's just a great time to be a part of Solle. The growth that we're seeing right now has been fantastic. But that being said, there's still a ton of opportunity in every place that you guys are at. There's very few people in each area, if you look at it that way, that are actually doing Solle. And so it's such a great time to join and be a part of this.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of the thing with our members signing up too. They're like, what is Solle? I've never heard of this. A lot of people say, what is Solle?
Right.
Right? What is Solle? And so there's just another aspect of that, of just being part of something this huge, being a part of something that is 6 years old, but it's still brand new. You're not one of these people like, hey, I know you've heard of that awesome shampoo, but do you want to, I buy that awesome shampoo. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. What I'm just saying is that was totally wrong. That came out so wrong. I just mean that we're not just a number. Like for us to have Jordan on this call right now, for me to be able to text him like, hey, where you at? And he's like, you didn't send me the link, silly. I mean, it's just, it's incredible. And to be in the room with all of you, all of the founders, and just a normal conversation, and them truly they pour into us all of the time. If you are in some of our pages, you've been on these webinars, you see the time that they put into us. And it's not, we went to Vegas for our yearly summit, and we did these team building activities, and nobody was talking at us. You know what I mean? It's like they truly, truly value us just as people, and we're part of them. And so that's really cool. Oh, Chris, I tried to message you. Are you hiding, or can we see you? I wanted to see if Chris wanted to just say something really quick from the practitioner side. Can you hear us?
Well, she's pulling up. Let me answer this question that Beth just asked. She asked if the products are non-GMO and certified organic. Yes. And well, let me put it this way. Absolutely, they're non-GMO. And so there's even plants out there that you have a hard time getting that are non-GMO, such as soy. So that's something we just have to stay away from because we can't get a reliable source that isn't GMO. As far as certified organic goes, organic is not what everybody thinks it is anymore, right? It's a label people put on things, but and most of the time when you say organic, you're hoping that there's no herbicides or pesticides included on there. The reality of it is that that's not always the case. And so for us, we like to take it one step further, and we actually break it down. There's a machine out there called a mass spectrometer, which you guys can Google if you're really interested in it. And it breaks things down to the molecular level and make sure that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be. Much more than just pesticides and herbicides, but also dirt and other things as well. The other thing we find with certified organic is some of these products we use are wild crafted, and you can't certify organic something that is wild crafted. And so we go above and beyond of what just organic people think. So it's just a little bit, we just take it 3 steps further than that. So anything you're worried about there, we cover in spades. So
I was going to say, that's my jam. If you want to have an organic chat after this, we can talk about that all day long. Thank you for answering that. Okay, so Chris and Allie switched. I just was going to see, I love listening to Chris talk. She's very involved in Solle. Again, for me, it's huge to work on a daily basis with practitioners and people that know the need for the holistic and natural path. And so anyway, Chris, do you mind just saying a few words?
Absolutely. And I had seen the question, and I was going to tell Jordan, hey, let's answer that question, because, you know, I want to bring up one aspect about organic. Each state has a different organic law. If you have a California, Florida, Louisiana has zero organic ruling. There's nothing written because we have heavy metals in our water table. So when people are telling me organic or I love it in our area, oh, I did this organic and they're from our area, I'm shaking my head, because I'm like, no, you didn't have it tested. You didn't have it look for heavy metals. But, you know, Blake covers that for us. In our products, we're checking these heavy metals, which are in water tables. And until you live in an area where you have crawfish ponds, some people in this, because we have such a huge region, I get to use all the terminologies, you know, and it's either crayfish, crawfish, mini lobsters, whichever one you want, but we pronounce it crawfish. But we have arsenic in our water table, and they interexchange the farming with that with rice. So when we talking to our clients in Louisiana, we tell them to eat Texas rice or California rice, because those are the better ones that they don't have the heavy metals in the actual water table. So, you know, when we bringing up this word organic, that I'm with Steph. Her and I and Jordan could probably go into, like, you know, hours and hours. But one of the things, you know, with Solle that I just love, and when people come on board, and I've been on board since actually before Solle was even started, probably about 6-7 months. Mignon was actually in that meeting when we found out that Greg was going to start this company. And then I found out about Jordan. And I mean, it was like, you know, oh my God, I finally have a son that I never gave birth to, but I'm like Mignon. She has one from China, but Jordan is mine. So I want y'all to know that. But this company just really, my first and foremost responsibility in this company, or with anything within what we do, is helping people. And, you know, it's like, I'm a master herbalist first and foremost. Yes, I carry the title ND, however you want to put that, but it's just because I love this so much. I've gone to school for 10 years, just constantly learning about natural health. So I was actually emailed the other day from a colleague that's been knowing me for 20 years and said, why Solle? So Allie got me, and I actually had to answer this person of why Solle. Well, my father brought me to the health food stores when I was in my teen years. So I learned about herbs at a very, very young age. My grandfather's garden. So I learned plants first and foremost. I like them in their whole form. I like them for the whole nutritional value that they come when you don't take them apart. Sometimes when you're even isolating, like you isolate an ingredient, we're not having that whole synergistic property. And somebody on one of the Facebooks put something about alfalfa, the king of herbs. I guess it was brought up in Lon's webinars. But when we bring in that whole plant, that's what I love most, because I was able to actually start helping tons of my clients who were vegans, who were vegetarians, and I didn't have to worry about one ingredient in here. So that is important with the plant-based source of this. So when we're talking about organic, I'm not concerned that I don't have an organic label on there, because we are already checking for anything that could be contaminated that you're considering what organic is. That's just that state has to put that title. So if it came from Mexico, but we put an organic label on it once it came into the United States, guess what? It only met 3 criteria. So people just don't understand what the rulings. Learn your legislation, start reading all these things, and you'll have a different perspective on that word.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris. Mama K is what I call her.
I love. And she's just so helpful with popping in and helping on the different cleanses that we have. She's come up with a lot of these packages and whatnot. And so it's just such a blessing. A couple more questions. Oh, we call them mud bugs. Oh, okay.
So
Beth said,
Denise's question when she was asking if we can sell these products through businesses and events, absolutely. We've seen all sorts of things, everything from convention centers to going and signing up massage therapist shops to, in fact, Becky Boyles, who's on this call right now, she has her own massage therapy place. We have chiropractors that are involved. We have an OBGYN. Tons of events. I mean, and some, some are more successful than others, obviously. Setting up websites, absolutely. Go ahead. We actually give you one when you sign up as a specialist, so you can direct people to and have them sign up directly. And we do that as part of the being a part of Solle. And so it can save you money and time there. The only real restriction we have is you can't be in a national chain. So there's those that try to get you into like GNC or Vitamin Shop or Walmart. And you won't ever find us there. They wouldn't want us anyway, because there's so much that goes on with those types of places. But that's really it. And so we truly try to help you just be successful and do whatever you need to do to find success.
awesome. Thank you. What I love about, so first of all, I am like a workout, health and fitness junkie, and I don't eat meat anymore. And so, when people are first asking about that, the biggest thing is like, am I going to get enough protein? Am I going to get, enough this and that? And I just have to say that although I know, I'll tell you this, once you start taking Solle, you learn to really read your body then really starts telling you what it needs. We like to say Solle keeps you honest. So if you are taking Solle and then you go on a Sunday and have all of the things that you have sensitivities to, you're probably going to go to the bathroom a little more on Monday. You just start to really feel that nutrition getting into your body. And for me, even though I don't eat meat, I just am full of so much nutrition that I'm in better health than I ever was. And so that's kind of cool. And like Jordan said, it is the thing now, you guys. The nation as a whole is starting to finally realize the importance of don't listen to that organic label, the importance of staying away from the GMOs and the processed foods and all of those things. And the nutritional value of the foods in the United States, even since like the early 1960s, has just been very poor. And so that's why supplementation. People will be like, okay, well, this all sounds really great, but why? We eat really good. I make all my own food. We don't eat this. We don't eat that. Well, that's great, but until you're living in like Costa Rica and picking these fruits right from the trees there, you're just not getting that much nutrition. And so I 1,000,000% believe in supplementation for those reasons. And so anyways, I just want to throw that part in there. Okay, any other questions or anybody else have anything to say? Natalie or Mignon, anybody? Y'all look so pretty today. Everyone washed their hair. No. I got the hoops in. Okay. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. Jordan, thank you for your time as always. And I will get the recording to everybody. Girl, right? I got like the dry shampoo. I have to teach again tonight. I was like, I should really wash my hair, but I got to teach again. So that's out. But she got the pretty earrings on. Yep, got the bun going. And then Jordan, then this happens to Jordan. Then he's like, oh gosh, here they go.
Hold on, buckle up. Here we go.
Bring it in. Bring it in. Okay, well, thank you so much. I will get the recording out to everybody. And I just appreciate all of your time and have a really good day.
Love you guys. We'll see you.
Love you.